Stel je voor dat je opgroeit in een van de gelukkigste landen ter wereld.
So I still feel lonely and that people not always understand me or that I don't understand them.
Maar je wordt gepest en je voelt je eenzaam.
So Sweden is great in many ways, but it's also a country where people aren't that social and initiative taking and not that inviting.
But that makes also, I think we feel more lonely because we don't have the small interactions.
Elin is een van vele jongeren in Zweden die worstelen met eenzaamheid. We luisteren naar haar verhaal en hoe ze wist te ontsnappen aan deze stille epidemie.
My name is Elin and I am 27 this year. I'm currently studying to be a sort of treatment person.
Elin begeleidt ook de Youth Advisory Board van Friends, een organisatie die volwassen hulpmiddelen biedt om pesten onder kinderen te voorkomen. Haar drang om de wereld een betere plek te maken komt voort uit haar verleden.
I have always felt outside in friendships and have hard to make friends, and I have always been putting others before myself, which have made it hard because people have almost exploded that to take advantage of me and my kindness and my willingness to do stuff for them.
Op de middelbare school voelde Elin zich buitengesloten, omdat haar vrienden niet met haar wilden afspreken of samenwerken.
And I got very sad and lonely because they told me they didn't want to be with me and I thought we were friends. I felt like my class didn't include me. Then I felt excluded and bullied by the whole class. And that made me feel lonely.
Zweden staat consequent bovenaan de ranglijsten van geluk en welzijn. En toch zijn gevoelens van eenzaamheid en isolatie onder jongeren wijd verspreid. Pesten is een van de meest voorkomende factoren die leiden tot isolatie, vervreemding en gevoelens van eenzaamheid bij jongeren. In Zweden blijven de meldingen van pesten toenemen.
So we see that during the last 10 years, bullying has increased from 60,000 children to 140,000 children every year that state that they're being bullied.
Hanna Rohani is psycholoog en collega van Elin bij Friends. Hanna doet onderzoek naar hoe kinderen en jongeren geholpen kunnen worden die gepest of misbruikt zijn.
And we know that being bullied increases the risk for both mental health, negative mental health, physical health, being alienated and feeling lonely. This is a huge problem that needs to be tackled nationally, but also internationally, because this is a problem that we see growing in most of the countries.
Eenzaamheid en isolatie zijn een groeiende zorg in heel Europa. Een studie van de Zweedse Volksgezondheidsdienst toont aan dat bijna 20,5% van Zweden, ouder dan 16, hiermee te maken heeft. Maar waarom zijn mensen zo eenzaam in een van de gelukkigste landen ter wereld?
So Sweden is great in many ways, but it's also a country where people aren't that social and initiative taking and not that inviting.
Dit gebrek aan sociale interactie had een grote invloed op Elin.
And I had so low self-esteem that I didn't have the capacity to include myself. I needed the invite and I didn't get one.
When you feel shame, you also isolate yourself because you think, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy of this, and maybe you take a step back.
De cijfers over eenzaamheid in Zweden zijn vooral hoog onder tieners en jongvolwassenen. 1 op de 3 mensen tussen de 16 en 29 zegt hiermee te maken te hebben. Hanna heeft wellicht een verklaring.
It is a very individualistic country, and I think Stockholm has the most single households in the whole world. So people are isolated in their own homes, and also the social interactions aren't that natural because you don't have platforms for it. So it makes it harder. So I would say there are many things that makes it harder for an individual to have natural arenas for social interaction in Sweden.
And then there are that Swedish people don't small talk or don't interact with each other if they meet. You should not stand next to someone, you should not sit next to someone in the bus and stuff like that. And I agree with that stuff because I'm raised here in Sweden. I don't think we should sit beside someone on the bus, for example. But that makes also, I think we feel more lonely because we don't have the small interactions.
Elin gelooft dat andere factoren ook bijdragen aan de gevoelens van eenzaamheid onder jongeren.
And I think also that social media makes an impression that you should be in this way to be popular and got more followers and stuff like that.
Het internet en sociale media hebben nieuwe ruimte gecreëerd voor pesten, wat dagelijks invloed heeft op veel jonge Europeanen.
I was also sexually harassed by older students, two in particular. So they used Facebook to write to me and say stuff like, I love you, or I want to be with you, or I want to fuck you. And because I already have so low self-esteem and I already thought that nobody wants me and nobody leaves me and like that. So when they started writing to me that they love me and stuff like that, I was really, really happy. And then there always come the time when they were saying like, oh no, it was just a joke. Or no, it was the other person who write on my account. And stuff like that.
Elin vond pas veel later de woorden om deze ervaring uit te drukken.
So, but the sexual harassment I didn't realize was bullying because at that time we didn't talk about internet bullying.
Volgens Hanna kan contact met mensen die isolatie hebben overwonnen helpen om je minder eenzaam te voelen. Elin is het daarmee eens.
So I think I have my experience will help me. To talk to others, and I think if I'm really open with my experience, that can help them to that I can relate to them and stuff like that. That I have also experienced that.
De Zweedse regering heeft initiatieven geïntroduceerd om eenzaamheid tegen te gaan. In 2023 begon ze een 3-jarig gemeenschapsinvesteringsprogramma, waaronder een hulplijn voor kinderen die iemand nodig hebben om mee te praten en een vrije tijdspas om waardevolle activiteiten aan te moedigen.
I think they need to take mental health and loneliness and bullying and stuff like that more seriously.
Een andere noodzakelijke stap is het vergroten van het bewustzijn over pesten en intimidatie.
If you know what you are doing is wrong, or you know that what you are doing is hurting someone else, I think what you are more likely to not do it. But if you don't know or not understand, like I don't think the boys who sexually harassed me in school, I don't think they know how much they hurt me.
Het bewustzijn van eenzaamheid en isolatie groeit in de Zweedse samenleving. En Elin is hoopvol dat deze verandering zal doorzetten.